Okosisiana metuga barata taba bomo imodike na di manaya. You are the barata taba imodike na di. Okay, I was like, did I offend? Okosisiana metuga barata taba bomo na di manaya. You are the I have less than 40% on my Bluetooth. 60%. Yeah, 60 can carry my life. You are great I am. So mighty. Your word. Hey, who do we have there? Good evening. You're welcome to my live. Kindly double tap, click on your thumbs up button. Let's discuss. Want to learn. Today, want to learn on how to do. Okay, those of you that are not a member of my community, please try and join my community. Now, I want to learn on how you can profit in real estate. I want to teach you guys on how you can make money on real estate, how you can invest on real estate and make your ROI in less than 5 years. So most of you want to buy a property and you don't know how it's being done. You don't know the necessary papers. Maybe this is your first time of buying properties and this is your first, and you wish to invest in properties. This very life we're going to be discussing on how to invest in properties and how to engage sales, how to also make money from properties, and how you can also be able to purchase, make your documents available, and every other thing you want to know about properties. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop under the comment section. And please drop a thanks after I must have answered your question. It's very rare for me to do this because I know it's time taking. But please engage in the question. Try and engage. You learn a lot. So now, why do you have to endeavor? Why will you have to engage into real estate? Number one, real estate is the only means that you double your money, triple your money without questioning why, because land is always appreciating, never depreciating. It's very difficult for you to hear a land is depreciating. But don't forget, that doesn't mean that property cannot depreciate. You might have a house and the house can depreciate. Depreciation that it depreciates might be in value, but because of the location of the property, it can still be appreciated. So whatever you're doing as a realtor and as a real estate you engager, either you want to invest on real estate or anything you want to do under real estate, feel free, ensure you know about documentations of the property. But before I continue, my name is Joyce Adibe. Sorry, Asamoah Joyce Adibe. And I'm a realtor, content creator, and an entrepreneur. All of you know me as a laundry woman. So always feel free. Please, before you listen and while listening, click on the thumbs up button to give me a like while we continue. Somebody needs to launch it before I continue. So I'll be waiting for you to launch my thumbs up button so that I will continue educating you on how to triple your money on real estate. So if you think you want to listen to my conversation, you want to engage in this very topic, drop me a thumbs up button. Click twice, double tap on your screen. Click twice to give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting. So double tap to give us a like so that we can go into the topic proper. Please kindly double tap on your screen to give us a like so that we can go into the topic proper. Please double tap to give us a like so we can go into the topic proper. So Michali, hi Michali, have you double tapped to give us a like? I need somebody to like the view. Oh, thank you so much, Michali. I just saw your like. Thank you so much. I really needed somebody to launch the like so that the live so that we can start properly. So things to know about real estate. What you need to know about real estate, how you need to invest on real estate, how you can double your money on real estate. This is today's topic. This is today's topic. And please, I'm begging, double tap to give us a like. Someone just did. Michelle, how are you doing here this afternoon? How are you doing? And where are you watching us from, Michelle? Babe. I'm sorry I muted my live. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I wanted to speak to someone. That was why I'm sorry. So I said we have four amazing people in the house. Thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle, how are you doing? So feel free to ask your questions on real estate. And while the questions are going on, we'll be educating you on how you can engage on real estate and property. So, how to engage on real estate? I'll be flipping the mic over to one of our real agents who has been doing very amazing with real estate and properties. Listening to him will be educating us today. So, I'm moving the mic over to Mr. I'll be moving the mic over to Mr. Asamoah Christopher. He's a very popular agent here in Port Harcourt, River State, and he's doing well for himself. So let him tell us a few points on how we can engage on real estate. Thank you so much. You have to use my AirPod because that's the mic I'm using now.
Okay. Can we go now?
Yeah, we can. So this is Mr. Christ. He has been a very top real agent on anything realtor and real estate. He has been engaging on it for some while, and this is us welcoming Mr. Christ to the real estate topic. Thank you so much. I'll be wishing to hear from you. What is real estate? What is it all about?
Okay. Not much. The real estate, she has already introduced me. Thank you for having me here. The real estate is very broad, very wild, very big. So there are different aspects of it. So it depends on the one you have interest in. There's some and so it's all about properties anyway. But there are different categories of properties. There are vehicle properties. There are buildings, there are land, there are cars, there are so many things there. But it depends on the one you have interest in, and it depends on your reason of coming into that real estate. It's a good one. There's no loss in it. Just be careful when you are dealing with it. That's the only thing. But if you're not careful enough, you may lose a whole lot of money there. And as well, if you are careful enough, you can gain a big wall of money there. Okay, so If you have any question, you can say. First, real estate is something you put in your money, you get back your money in a large fold. But sometimes you have to be patient. Sometimes also you should know when to strike. Strike means you purchase the property.
And when to resell.
You may want to resell that if you want to resell, depending on how satisfactory you are over the property. So it's a good one. There's no loss in it. So I can advise you to venture inside it rather than keeping a whole lot of money in the bank doing nothing. And bank will not even pay you up to 10% of what you have inside that bank. So it's better you put it into real estate where before 1 year you may even have that money 3 times or twice at least. So it's a good business. I welcome you to real estate. So
Okay, Mr. Christopher, I want to ask you a question on what should we consider before purchasing a property? If this is a particular land, what should we consider? Are we to considering, I mean, the land, the siting of the property, the documents to be checked on the property? Let us know, just educate us what we are supposed to consider before we purchase a property.
yeah, purchasing a property though, there are real stuffs involved in it. Real stuffs involved in it. First, before you purchase a property, purchasing a property is not just in any one you buy. You're purchasing a property, you're purchasing a location. Like I said, depends on what interest you have at heart before purchasing a property. You may purchase a property based on you want to build or you want to renovate. You may want to maybe for residential purpose, your private house or whichever. But before acquiring a property, there are due diligence you need to know so you don't run into loss over a particular property. You must run a due diligence. Either you use a well experienced lawyer or an agent over the property so that a trusted agent so you won't run loss. You will do your due diligence such as making one or two inquiries on the property, investigating the owner of the property, the so-called claim owner of the property. You must investigate the person to be sure that he is the rightful owner of the property. You trace the property history because that must be included. You don't just see a property and the man says he's the owner and introduce you to his wife or whatever.
Please, to
No.
that very point, in checking the property history, please, I want you to throw more light on it. What is about the history of the property that we need to check out?
History of the property. First of all, the first thing
Please, you
you
want to
check
be
there is
more audible.
the first thing you check on the history first if the property is on government land acquisition. That if it belongs to government or government have future use first. That's the first thing you check. Once you check that and you discover that it's on a free zone, that the place is free from government acquisition, you can go ahead to purchase. Then after that investigation,
Communal
you
dispute.
now check communal dispute. Yes, communal dispute. You also check the first history, the first person that purchased the property. But if it is a native land, you also investigate the community, investigate one or two families to be sure that the land belongs to the so-called person, and you also ask the person reason why he or she is selling. And also be sure that the wife is also aware and had the children, the man's children, if there are children there, you have to be sure. And they have to be in an agreement that they are all aware that the property is about to be sold. So you don't buy tomorrow. You don't buy after buying. The wife will say, he's not aware that the husband is selling, or the children will say, they are not aware that their father is selling. That you must settle them again. So things like that are things we see in this business. So that's why we say you have to be very careful when purchasing a property. So you have to do that investigation. If you don't know how to do it, like I said, you have to go through a registered agent or trusted agent or trusted lawyer. They're the one that can do that for you.
Okay, back to your telling us about ROI, about the property. Please, what is ROI? And if ROI is return of investment, at what point will the property generate that kind of investment that will be returned? Like, at what point are we going to make our money after investing it on a particular round of property?
If the property you are buying is a virgin land, if it's a virgin land,
And the location.
you don't need it to get to about 10 years or 5 years before you get your returns. There are some lands you buy, it will just take 3 months to get your return.
Depending on the location,
Yeah,
right?
depending on the location. That's why I said if you're buying a property, you are buying based on location. While there are some you will buy and it will take you 7 years for the money to double. While there are ones, and those ones that will take 7 years for the money to double are relatively
Risky.
those lands are at a very very less affordable areas. But you see those ones that are highly developed areas, those ones maybe some of them 3 months, some 6 months, some 1 year. 1 year the money doubles. So that's how fast it can be. But that's on a virgin land. Then if it's on property, maybe you want to buy tenant houses, so you don't expect to get the whole full money back because probably you have to renovate the house. So you don't expect within 3 years you start getting the whole money that you've invested in that property back immediately. So some of them may take you 5 to 10 years to recover all you have spent there. Then after that, subsequently, you are enjoying. So that's how far it can go.
Okay, Mr. Christopher, I want to ask you something on documents. What are the documents that you should require or you should ask after when wanting to purchase a property? You want to know about the previous documents of the property, because I know that for you to purchase a property, you'll be needing to see the documents and the proper registration of that property. Please, can you throw more light on that?
Yeah. That's very very important. You demand for documents. If you are buying a land from the owner, you first ask the owner what the title of the land. Some In a case where the owner will say is a virgin land, maybe land inherited from their community or their kindred or whatever, you must investigate that. That means it may at that point there is no paper, there is no registered title on that particular land. So what you do there is you must advise the owner to go and register that land first. Let the owner go and register it. Once the owner registered it, the owner will get a document they call deed of conveyance. But if the owner feel that he doesn't want to register it, it's not still a bad business anyway. Just once you have done that verification that the land belongs to the owner and consult everybody on the man's side or the owner's side that if they should be aware on agreement that they're selling, you can go ahead and buy. Once you buy, you can register. But on a situation where the owner of the property have already registered the property in his name, the documents are, there is one they call deed of conveyance that I mentioned earlier. Then there is a deed of agreement too. Then you have COO, certificate of occupancy. They are all from government. That COO is usually signed by the governor of the particular state where the property you are purchasing resides. So or situated. So these are the three. These are the documents you need to be inquisitive about: deed of conveyance, or agreement, or assignment, or C of O. That's the one. That's the document you need to demand for, and the owner will give you that document. So once you get that document, the what you do with that document, you first of all take it to the land ministry to confirm that the that deed is also is original deed, that the man's name there is real at that land ministry. That's what you do with that document. So after which you transform the document to your own. That is, you register the document, the property again in your own name. So the new deed you prepare will be your own, will be on your own name, together with the survey papers as well.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Will these documents be done before the payment of the property or after the payment of the property?
Yeah, if you are the one buying, so I will advise you that this paper should be before payment is being made. Oh. Because there are some funny property owners that once you pay that money into their account, they'll switch off their phone, or they will relocate. You may not even easily see them again. So what is advisable? All those documents must be present there. You use that his or existing document to prepare your own. Once you finish preparing your own, you give the property through your lawyer. Oh. Your lawyer must be there, his own lawyer must be there too. They sign all the parties involved, even the witnesses, the agents there, everybody will be involved. They sign that particular document. They will sign your own, the new one you brought, that the property is now yours. They sign it. But after signing it, they will now be in possession of those documents. They will be in possession of it at the bank or at any agreed open place. Then once you now make payments, they will now return that document back to you. So you now become the certified and original owner of that document and the property. So that is always advisable to do all those things. You do that before you pay. So that's it. But if you still trust the person, depending on advice from your lawyer, you can still go ahead and pay before you do all those paperwork, but it's not advisable. It's not always advisable.
Okay, just like Mr. Somto already said, Mr. Somto Christopher said, if the property, if you trust the owner of the property, you can go ahead and make payments before you acquire the property. But he said it's highly advisable that you ensure that the documents are properly checked on, properly cleared, and properly registered before you decide to make payments. Most of the times when you make payments, you might not be able to get in contact with some let me don't use a foul language guiding to the YouTube community, with some brutal landlords might not want to show up again
Yes.
after you have must have made payments, or probably defy you or pay or collect money from a higher bidder and return your money. That's if they will. Then back to now, all this while we've been talking on you as a purchaser of a property. Now we want to talk on you as a seller of the property. At what point will you declare a property needs to be sold? At what point do you want to dispose a property? Like, if I've used this property for about 20 years and I've gotten more than my return of investment, at what point do you think I should declare my property for sale so as to reinvest in another place? Please help us throw more light on that.
Okay. People build houses for so many reasons.
Yeah.
That's also likewise saying people can sell house too for so many reasons. People can sell their property for so many reasons. You may run into financial distress and decide to sell the property. You may sell a property based on the property is no longer generating what you are expecting, especially the tenant houses. If there is poor management on those, tenant houses. The tenants there may tend to misbehave, owing you rent and be playing with you. So most landlords, when they are fed up with the attitudes of those tenants, they may consult their lawyer to sell off the place, let them go and invest in other places. So also there are also maybe relocating. You want to relocate from a particular state or particular environment out of that state, and you are feeling that the property will be far from where you are. So you need something that is close by to you. You may want to be running one or 2 days. You go there to check to be sure that the property is still there and is still in good shape. So you may decide to sell the old one and go to your new place and acquire a new one. So that's another reason why people sell too.
Okay. Mr. Christopher said the reasons why people might want to to put up their property for sale is the following reasons. He said, number one, if the property on that particular location has been deteriorized, like it's no more yielding profit, it's no more yielding as much as you wish, you might decide to put out the property on sales as to reinvest on another property. Secondly, he said relocating might also make you want to sell your property. Hereby, if you are relocating to another country or probably to another state, you might want to sell off the property in a particular state. That's if you don't have a good lawyer to maintain the property, or probably you don't want to be paying the services of a lawyer. You don't want to engage the services of a lawyer. You want to continue supervising that very property yourself against the maintenance. So you can sell the property to buy a new property, or to buy another property wherever you are locating to, so as to get to supervise the property and maintain it to yourself. And then Mr. Somto also said that another reason why you might put up your property up for sale can also be on the motion that the property itself is not being properly retained by the tenants, especially tenant properties, agreement. Most of the tenants, they go against the agreements you must have had with them, hereby making your property look very naughty and not unkept. So because of that, he said you might as well put up that property for sale, so as to get your return of investment, that's ROI, to be able to make a huge return of investment and be able to acquire another property, which will also help you yield much more ROI. Thank you so much. So if you have more questions, kindly drop on the comment section. And if you think there is something you want to know about real estate agents and what you need to know about real estate here in Nigeria, feel free to contact us, and feel free to drop us a message on the comment section. Thank you so much, Mr. Christopher Somto. We are happy to have you here. Do you have anything to tell us about, anything to discuss on real estate?
No, we've completely exhausted all options or all discussions on real estate. So the summary, it is a good way of making money. So instead of you to keep that millions of dollars in your bank, sitting down there, you looking at it eyeball to eyeball, it's not giving you any money. Take that money
You have
to
questions?
real estate. So you have questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have questions. So I'll be reading out the question while he does the answering of the question. Someone said forward. Okay, you should continue. That's from Mel Bula. And then another person said, the same Mel Bula said, welcome Galataris. Please, we don't hear what is the name of this language again? Indian. Please, when you want to try and use the Google interpreter to help you interpret. Wow, we had two amazing people who said they liked their two more amazing people. Thank you so much for joining in. So in the absence of no question, we want to continue on What do you think about, how do you think you want to invest? How do you want to invest? How do you think your money double up in real estate? How can you promote real estate? Let's know. Continue. Let me continue with Mr. Sumto Chris. Just 30 minutes, but not even getting up to 1 hour. Okay. Sorry, let me bring down this. Yeah, the mic is on. Thank you for joining us after the short break. And this is us saying thank you so much for those of you who are here on the topic real estate. Tell us, give us an answer to, feel free to drop a question on anything you want to know about real estate in Nigeria. I usually will not end this live because